Hello, and welcome back to Pwnery's Kickin' It Old School, Season 5, Episode 35. And this is my first episode back from a midsummer's flu, of all things. So, we're going to try to get back into the groove of things, as I tend to record these in batches. This is Final Fantasy I, the Pixel Remaster, and we pick up where I left you last. Let me sort out the mini-map here. Trying to remember how to make the mini-map smaller. Nope. I had just done it earlier. Not that. Not that. Not that. There we go. Okay, so we are at Melmond, right? Yeah. And if memory serves, we've already done everything we need with Melmond. Yes. So we just have to be set on our way to kill a vampire, if I'm not mistaken. Let's get some in time in. And as some of you may remember, I've kept the game... I've left it alone, more or less. All I've done is give myself a gold and experience multiplier, but we're still trudging through the game. It's just it makes it a lot less grindy. And I think I may have added the ability to never run out of spells, but I don't think I've ever gotten it to work, so we're going to find out on this run. If not, it's no big deal. Alright, so let me whip out the map right here. And what we're going to do is we are going to head this way. Down here is Earth Cave. And we're going to find our way to the vampire. This is one of those situations where we have to hit the same place twice before we finish it. So let's see if we can do that in an episode, or at least as close to one as possible. And this shouldn't be too bad. I guess I could try my spell thing. See if we have unlimited spells or not. See, and even with the multipliers, we still take damage. Like, we're not invincible. But we are stronger than this part of the story would require. Yeah, I've probably made this rant before in years past, but if you go to work sick, you suck. Like, go home. Don't bring your disease to work, and don't spread it and get everyone else sick. Because people don't like that. Like, you can't afford the downtime. Well, neither can the company you work for when you put the entire shop down. Looks like we do have unlimited spells. Good. And that's exactly what happened. And I'm not necessarily mad at the guy because he's been a friend of mine for over 20 years. But I think what ended up happening was he overworked himself. So he was weakened, and then he got sick. And then he probably thought nobody can do what he does at the shop. So he had to come in, because who else was going to do his job? Which, there's a little bit of truth to that, but then again, it's like, there's a level of commitment that you're overshooting here. And now you've got everybody else sick. Which, in my case, every time I used to get sick, past my mid-30s, it would turn into something worse that would linger for months, and that just sucks. So I don't like getting sick, and I don't get sick very often. And I get really mad when someone else gets me sick because of that. And then, in the last couple of years, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, which is the same thing my mom has. And any of you who know what that is, well, if you have a weakened immune system because you're sick, fibromyalgia moves in like a really bad neighbor at the worst opportune time. So, yeah, I was the human torch from head to toe while I had the flu. And naturally, when I got over it in 5 or 6 days. Everyone in my house got it because of me. So, yay, now I'm the caretaker all weekend. It sucks. Okay, so we are in Earth Cave, and I'm trying to remember if there are any drops worth looting. There's a thing called a coral sword, or in the original game there was. So I think we're going to do a little bit of exploring, simply just to find it. We're starting to reach that point in the game where you are going to locate certain weapons with abilities. So you don't want to just walk past all of it, because like some things work really well on certain creatures, or it has a spell effect that you could use and not have to waste MP, even though we have unlimited magic. You know, that kind of thing. I do like how the boxes are traps now, instead of you just walk next to it and it trips a fight that you can't escape. Because then it gives you the option to like, maybe I'm not ready for this yet, or whatever. See, we're not invincible. We're not badass. We're strong, but we're not like ultra strong. See, that was just money. I don't think this floor had anything I wanted anyway. Let's just go beat on a vampire. That sounds like a great idea. Ooh, I do have that Fire 3. See, in the original game, it wasn't Fire, and Fireaga. It was Fire 1, Fire 2, Fire 3. Which wasn't necessarily a bad thing. Wait a minute. Oh, we're level 30. Okay. I swear it didn't give me any experience that battle. So what I'm curious is maybe the game engine's smart enough to not let you level past a certain level before you do your job change. That would be cool. We're about to find out. Because then it kind of hard caps you until you know. Oh no, we still gain levels. Okay. That's fine too. Really? Can we do this in one battle sequence? Yeah. If I remember right, this floor ends at the bottom right corner. Yeah. If you notice my spell count dropped, it's because I actually gained a level where it granted me another use. But we have unlimited spells, so it really doesn't matter. Cool. There's a box over here somewhere, I think. Nice. Yeah, see, like, our strength and stats and all that, they're not, like, going through the roof or anything. But it does make this much more manageable. That almost felt like one of those unavoidable fight steps, but I know it isn't. Oh yeah. That certainly makes things easier. There's my coral sword. Okay. So, let's see. I have attack 34. You have attack 29. Can you use coral sword? You can, but it's not as strong. I'd have never guessed that. I remember the coral sword's very good against water creatures. Which is weird, because you get it in Earth Cave, right? Guess we're not going to use it after all. Tent. Hey. Money. Alright. Let's go get that vampire. Result. Alright. It's almost cheating having that mini map. Kind of makes it a little too easy. Yeah, he tried to run. If I remember right, the original Nintendo Power Strategy Guide said that you wouldn't want to try to beat the game until you were like level, I want to say it was like 35 or 36. We're not even through the first crystal unlock, and we're like level 31, something like that. I mean, we are officially badass. One of these Wraith type things, like Ghost or Wraith or something like that, I just remember they have insane physical power. Like, when they hit you, I remember that in the original game. I'm like, they're undead, I'll just use it. What the hell did he just hit me with? Damn it. Like, I'll just do a battle sequence to see if they actually hit me. Oh, that's not bad. Well, it's obviously not these guys. Yeah, kind of tough. Yeah, now we're 32, so we're close to the level that the guide said you need to beat the game. Like, all of it. I don't think I have to use, like, ultra powerful spells. Like, this should do it. Yeah. See, I was overkilling. Anything worth killing is worth overkilling, though. It's been my motto for most of my life. Anything worth killing is worth overkilling. Good to be thorough, right? Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Once we finish Earth Cave, this is where I deviate big time from the original intent of the game, like how you're supposed to progress. Because, you know, ideally in the strategy guide, they would tell you to go do the Earth Cave first, the volcano second, and then, oh, who are you? Huh. I don't remember that at all. Like the guy physically standing there, and I'm pretty sure that was the sprite from Final Fantasy IV. Yeah, it is. It's one of the sprites from Final Fantasy IV. Nice. There ain't even nothing in here. Bunk room. I'm sure there's really nothing on this floor that I want anymore, but in the interest of being thorough, you know. Obviously, if I didn't have unlimited spells, I'd be much more judicious with my use of magic. But I don't have to be. We can have fun with it. Helps us, like, blast through this area. That guy's... There we go. Just money. Man. Fine, whatever. I don't even think I have warp or exit yet, so it's like, we have to do this the hard way. And there's certain spells I can't buy yet because we're still in our first class. Like, we haven't matured. Wow. Wow, you got the kill shot. Nice. Well done. Yeah, here we go. All things in the... Ooh, he actually has a accent typed in. All things in this world are destined to end in death. The seal cannot be broken, and so the earth shall rot. Now you're going to become a vampire. There we go. You cannot alter destiny. Mere mortals cannot kill the undying. I do like how they added more dialogue there. And I love how this vampire is like, if you listen to the music, it's one of those epic battles. But then later on, you run into vampires all the time. You're just like, oh, yeah, this guy ain't nothing. Like, do I want to burn him? Yeah, I want to burn him. Do I want to do that spell to him? Yeah. Do I want to burn him, like, really bad? Yeah. Let's see how long he lasts. About that long. Weak sauce. And we gain another level. Nice. Alright, so we came for this. And I'll tell you right now, we can't go any further, but I'll show you why you can't go any further. Like, I was just about to skip through and do what I normally do, but you wouldn't understand why I did that, so I'll just show you why. Especially if you've never played this before. If you've played this before, you already know, but... Here. A stone slab is set in the floor. An evil force emanates from within. Like, I can't do anything to this yet. I forgot I had dash. Let's try... Oh, no. Let's just try flee. There we go. Yeah. Of course we escaped. We're level 34, man. Gonna tell me no? I'm pretty sure I don't have, like, warp or exit. Yeah. Yeah, we don't have that. We have to walk out the way we came in. Y'all are undead. You should be, but you don't react to undead spells. Yeah, I originally had very different plans for this weekend, like what I was going to do if I felt better. And, you know, it's like I should have known better that I was going to get everyone else in the house sick. So, anything I had planned on doing, I had to cancel because I had to take care of them. That was nice. I always felt like this first part, getting through Earth Cave, like this felt, in terms of like the length of game, you know, it always feels like a 1/3, 2/3 situation for me, where the climax of the game, in terms of like difficulty or grind, it seems to get so much easier after you finish this first one. Because you already know what you have to do, you just have to go to the harder places, but like, just getting to that point, this feels like it takes forever. And I mean, we've only done it in, what, 4 episodes, obviously, but I had modifiers involved. You know, if you had to grind this out bit by bit, and you had to stop and go to inns constantly, and you had to, you know, stock up on potions that to prevent you from getting poisoned all the time, it would get kind of frustrating, and it would take a long time. It makes a game like this feel like a real slow burn. A couple of modifiers, and it actually is quite an enjoyable experience. Like, it makes some of the mundane parts palatable. If I remember right, one of these guys can turn you to stone if they hit you. But I think they have to use a spell or an ability that just hitting you doesn't do it. Dang. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could turn off random encounters just so we can get out of this cave. But what fun's that? We're still leveling anyway. Get me the hell out of this cave already. Jesus. I wish I could just hold the 2 triggers so I could just automatically flee, so I don't have to do every fight. I don't think that happens until Final Fantasy IV. I think it's this way. Giants? If I remember right, giants don't like frost. We'll try fire too. It'll remind us which one they don't like. Probably fire. Yeah. But not by much. I mean, that was... Basically, I used Ice 2 versus Fire 3, so it wasn't that much stronger of an attack. These guys are just chocked full of defense is what it really is. We're just gonna Fire 3 both times. Eat it. And obviously the Red Mage's magic abilities are slightly weaker, so that's why his Fire 3 doesn't do as much damage. Which is fine. I mean, he has physical attack and better defense than a standard mage. It's kind of a nice trade-off. It's kind of funny, like this type of party is what I default to, or I've been defaulting to. But like, when I first played this game, I'm pretty sure I went fighter, thief, white mage, black mage. So I can have a ninja. And then later on I did like a fighter, black belt, white mage, black mage. There's always white mage, black mage, because you need those spells. I mean, you don't need them, but it really makes things easier. And then I think I remember one time I did a playthrough, not on camera, but I think I did a playthrough where I did 4 black belts. And that was pretty fun because, I mean, it was just solid physical beatdown. You never need a weapon. Your hands are the weapon. It's great. Alright, so we finished the cave. And now we're going to head... Let me... as I say, let me blow up the map so you can see it, but... I'll just describe. We're going to head further west. You know, look at the white mage. Look at that right there. I just noticed this. That white mage is like flipping the bird. Look at that, like, fuck you. Yeah. Yeah. Eat it. I just noticed that. Oh my god. Alright. So, yeah. We're gonna head here. There's like a little pass-through cave thingy here. And that's where we're going to employ the use of this ruby. Oh, and there's stuff and things, too. I have a funny story about stuff and things in this cave. Welcome to the Giant's Cave. Notice it's shaped like a G, lowercase. General Mills G, yeah. Look at the size of this guy. Holy crap. As far as I know, there's no monsters here either. Hi. Oh, he's not happy. You have Star Ruby? I guess I should explain. I went straight to the cave because I knew I had to go fight the vampire because the people in the town told me so. However, if I kept going west before I went to the cave, I would have went to this guy and he would have told me that I can't pass unless I feed him a gem. Well, I have the Star Ruby because I killed the vampire. So I give it to him. And yes, he's eating it. Nothing's tastier than rubies. That right there, that saying right there, that set off something in young Pwnery when he was a kid. And he used to tell his mother all the time, I wonder what, and then you fill in the blank of what precious stone you see on TV or at the jewelry store when your folks are dragging you around at the mall. And I used to ask, I'm like, I wonder what one of those tastes like. And she goes, you can't eat those. Like, are you sure? You know, I saw this giant one time and he said that the rubies taste really sweet. She goes, don't you dare eat a ruby. I could have been the ultimate jewelry thief. A toddler eating gems while my folks were just playing dumb. And I'd have pooped out millions. See? Parents, if your kids ask dumb questions like that, think about the implications, but think about the benefits. Don't. Really. Just kidding. Or am I? Alright, let's go down to the stuff and things room. Because there is a stuff and things room here. See? And now there are stuff and things is in terms of monsters, there are stuff and things in this cave. Guess I just got lucky when I walked up to the giant and golem thing and never picked up a fight. Tiger's pretty tough. Alright, what do we got? A mithril helm. Money. Money. Great axe. Alright, so Pwnery's funny story time. The great axe. I'm gonna give the great axe to, well, it's only 38. Can you use it? No. Okay, so you're gonna use it. Great helm, mithril helm. Okay. Can you wear either one? No. So I guess you're wearing this. Yeah. So the funny story that I have for you is way back before the advent of the internet, and way back before online gaming and multiplayer gaming, or even like Secret of Mana, where you had the little controller expander for your Super Nintendo and you could play all three characters. The way that you used to hang out with your friends and play these games is one of you would come over to the other person's house and y'all would share the gaming experience. And sometimes they would hand it off to you, or sometimes you'd hand it off to them, or sometimes you would just sit and watch them play. And it was fine. I mean, if you think about it, what are we doing here on YouTube? You're watching someone else play the game. So it's not much different than what I grew up doing as a kid. Anyway, I remember this one time after this situation where we got to the cave and we got the great axe right there, and he handed the game off to me, and I had the Nintendo Power Strategy Guide, and we played through Earth Cave, and you know, we made our way through the game a bit, and then one day I get this phone call, and he's really mad. And I'm like, what's going on? And he goes, did you sell my great axe? And I was like, what? He goes, in Final Fantasy, did you sell the great axe? And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, it's not in my inventory. And I'm like, well, don't worry about it. It doesn't have any special effects anyway. And we've already got stronger weapons. He's like, yeah, but it's a rare. It's like, that's great, but we don't have inventory space for your rare. Now, I think in the new game you do. Yeah, see, because you have a big inventory. But in the original game, you didn't have that. So if you had a weapon, you only had 4 slots per dude. And I guess whoever sold the great axe wanted the space for something else. And he thought I did it. And the argument was endless. And I want to say one of 2 things happened. I can't remember if it was this game or a different situation, but it was either maybe I did sell it and I forgot and I just didn't tell him or something. Not likely, though. The more likely thing is his little brother sold it. Because he had a brother that was 2 years younger than us. And I think his brother played it one day. And he sold it. Because that's happened in other games with me and him and his little brother. So, end of fun story. But yeah, every time I see the great axe, I remember that. Did you sell the great axe? What the hell? No, I didn't. Another level. Welcome to the Sage's Cave. Now this one for sure has no enemies. But it does have these pots, and it doesn't appear that there's anything in any of them. You know, Pixel Remaster, you had a golden opportunity to stick something in here, and you didn't. Could have just been potions or tents or whatever. See? Nothing. Alright, let me see this sage here. So, you're the ones who defeated the vampire, eh? Wow, word must travel really fast. I mean, no internet, no carrier pigeon, no telephone, and you're in a hole in the ground. But you knew this. Okay. You must take like one look in your eye and be like, that smudge of blood on your cheek. That looks like it came from the undead. You must have killed the vampire. He was but a servant. The beast corrupting the earth crystal lurks much deeper within the cavern. Here, take this staff with you and use it behind the vampire's chamber. I have obtained the earth rod. I bet this is where he's going to say something like, please restore the crystals to grace. See? That's like the generic response after you're done with them. Okay, so we made it through the first 3 floors of Earth Cave, got us the ruby, satisfied the giant's appetite to let us cross, got the Sage's Cave, got the rod. So, next episode, we're going back to Earth Cave, and we're gonna fight our first real boss. Yeah, that sounds about right. So, let me start doing the outro while we start walking back towards Earth Cave. This was Pwnery's Kickin' It Old School, Season 5, Episode 35. And if you like what you see, or maybe if you want to get a copy of this game for yourself, I'll leave you a link in the description below. If you're new to my channel, welcome, but if you're a regular here, welcome back. Either way, check out my other playlists and see if my other interests may be of interest to you. Alright, when we meet you back, I will already be at the entrance of Earth Cave. I'll tell you what, I'll spare you all of that. When we meet you back, I will be waiting for you at the back of the vampire cave. That way you don't have to see me tread across the same territory 3 or 4 times, because you already saw all that. So yeah, when we meet you back, I'll be waiting for you in the 3rd floor of Earth Cave. So, until then, we'll see you next week. Later.